guys, it is Rinne-Hatake here, back with another video, and today I got what if the Potara fusion was permanent? So this is basically like what if Goku and Vegeta never defused. And I kind of got this idea, well, I've seen what ifs like this before, but I never really tried to do this one for, I don't know, not really any particular reason, but today I'm gonna try it out, so hopefully you guys do enjoy. But without further ado, let's finally begin this what if scenario. So, where I'm gonna start this off is actually at the Buu Saga, where Vegito has now been born, as Goku and Vegeta put on the Potara earrings, combining and merging into one ultimate warrior, with boosts in strength never felt by anyone before. For Goku and Vegeta have now turned into Vegito, or basically the strongest Z fighter known so far. Basically the strongest one known so far in the Dragon Ball Z universe. As now, Buu Han goes up against Vegito. As the fight basically goes down the exact same, nothing really changes. Except for the part when Vegito, when he basically enters Buu's stomach, he isn't actually gonna defuse and just stays in his basically fused form and continues decimating Buu from the inside out. And then Kid Buu is born, and then the rest is history. As well, Buu in his Kid Buu form isn't really gonna match up against Goku, because Goku's just, not Goku, but Vegito. Since Vegito's just gonna wipe him out like anybody else. But anyways, we continue. As after the fight, Goku and Vegito now, is waiting for the time to defuse and just waiting and waiting patiently. As the day goes by, he wakes up and still doesn't feel any different. His body is still one, and he's still combined. Or Vegeta and Goku are still in one body, so they aren't gonna leave this form. So they finally accepted their fate as being the same. As now, he has a wife, two wives actually, and other children. So, as I was saying, Vegito has now accepted having two wives and many children, as he has now, signed up or made a little agreement with both his wives to stay at basically Bulma's for, basically, maybe half the week and then the other half with Chi-Chi, doing that. And during the time it was fused and basically stayed permanent, he, trained his sons, basically. So he trains his sons constantly, because now he's trying to make them stronger, making them stronger in every possible way he can. As he does so, making them stronger than they were before, as now with, part Vegeta's influence, and basically Vegeta's drive to become stronger, and basically both of Goku and Vegeta's drives to become the greatest and the strongest are merged as one. So now Vegeta's influence is influencing the children to become stronger, especially Gohan, who's more of a pacifist kind of person and isn't really a fighter, as you could tell. He did fight Cell, went all out, but still, he still couldn't finish the job due to his cockiness. And right after that arc in the Buu Saga, he wasn't really much of a help because of his weakness. He's gotten weaker over the years and hasn't consistently trained, and he let everyone surpass him. So, he's not really much of a fighter, but now with Vegeta's influence, he's getting back on track to fighting or being a fighter. He does still contain a lot, or has a lot of school and jobs to do. Well, he has a job and his school life, basically. He has that in a way as well, but, he can't really drop out of school since his mother, Chi-Chi, would get very upset with him. But anyways, that's not really the point here. We continue. As, the peacetime goes by, as now Goku has become a lot stronger, training in King Kai's planet, as this is the start of Dragon Ball Super. As now, Beerus has awoken, as he had a vivid dream that he'd meet a Saiyan warrior, or a Saiyan god. A god among, other gods that could rival his power. Not knowing what it truly was, he decided to, get up and speak to Whis, his attendant or guider, or guidance counselor, basically, kind of like a guidance counselor, to, basically ask him about this whole circumstance in this dream. And the oracle fish also, mentioned something like this, so now Beerus is absolutely certain that this warrior is out there somewhere. So now, Beerus started asking Whis to look for any remaining Saiyans, because he basically doesn't know that Saiyans are still alive. And he doesn't know that one of them is probably one of the strongest warriors to ever live. As Whis explains to Beerus that, saying, "Well, my lord, you see, there are some Saiyans still alive, especially hybrids, but there's two Saiyans. Well, two are now becoming one." As Beerus, hearing those words, say, "Ah, they fused." As Whis nods, saying, "They appear to have been fused for a long time now." As Beerus, looks into Whis' staff, saying, "It appears so. But anyways, Whis, are they strong?" As, Whis looks at him, saying, "Well, Lord Beerus, one of them has actually defeated Frieza." Beerus, hearing this, would be shocked, as, the other would be the Prince of Saiyans, and they've combined it. Just that. Beerus just, hears Whis out, and just listens in to what Whis has to say, and then replies with an answer saying, "Ah, so he's the strongest. I'd like to fight him and the rest of his, children." As now, Beerus gets ready, as they now head over to Earth, taking about 30 minutes to get there. As Vegito finished up just training and basically used instant transmission to get back to the ship, and is wearing some absolute some fire drippy merch, or just some drip basically. Why is he wearing drip? He's basically rich. Why? Because of Bulma. And, he has his two wives there, as they both come at him, giving them a hug, basically. Or giving Vegito a hug, as Vegito hugs back, saying, "Good to see all of you." As now the party gets kind of started, and, they have a little celebration, since this is Bulma's birthday. As they start, roaming around, eating food, and just enjoying their time, until a beam of light struck the boat, the very front, or the middle of the boat, basically, as two divine-looking beings stared down at them, as Beerus yells out, "Ah, so you are the Saiyans. I have come to challenge you, for I am the god of destruction, and I had a vivid dream of one Saiyan who would rival the power of a god. So I'd like to see one of you display such power." As he smiles, saying, "So, bring it on." As now Beerus gets ready to fight, but Vegito kind of gets a little shaken, since Vegeta still remembers Beerus, so some of those memories will be with Vegito. This is just a theory I'm going off of, and it's my theory, so I don't really know if it's true or not, but anyways, we continue. As, Vegito kind of gets a little scared, but Goku's side, or just naive side, kicks in and basically accepts this challenge. So right now, Vegito and Beerus are gonna face off. But Beerus stops him, saying, I would like to see how strong your children truly are. I want to see how strong you made them. How much you nurtured them in strength. I would like to see it for myself." As Vegito smiles with a cocky grin, saying, "You don't know the half of it, God." As basically, the first people who are up are Goten and Trunks, as they go Super Saiyan. Not just Super Saiyan, but above Super Saiyan, entering Super Saiyan 2. Yes, they have the power of Super Saiyan 2 now, as Trunks is on the verge of Super Saiyan 3, and so is Goten, just right behind him. As they now use their synchronized attack that Vegito had taught them. all of their like combat skill and everything. And their attacks are well synchronized and well played out and thought through very thoroughly, as Beerus is quite impressed with their fighting prowess, but isn't, well, overwhelmingly impressed, since he's seen better in his time, as he whacks them away. But now, they fuse, creating, well, basically doing a fusion dance. And you might ask, is the fusion dance permanent? No, it's not permanent. This is the Potara fusion we're talking about, not the fusion dance. So they can fuse and defuse right after 30 minutes. So, yeah, that explains a little part of that. But we continue. As now, Gotenks goes Super Saiyan 3, fighting Beerus at his max ability or max power. But Beerus is yet unfazed, just using one hand to block every attack, and basically stomps Gotenks. Gotenks being utterly defeated, as now, well, transformed and went back to his base form and then defused. As Gohan steps in, powering up to Super Saiyan, and he fights Beerus, and Beerus really isn't phased, so Gohan goes Super Saiyan 2. And Beerus is pretty impressed. This Super Saiyan 2, he calls, is much more powerful than that fusion Super Saiyan 3, which really impresses Beerus, but not to an insane degree. But Gohan powers up again, going Super Saiyan 3. Yes, Gohan has Super Saiyan 3, and if, well, you guys are worrying about, or just curious about the stamina drain, Gohan has trained under Vegito for so long that the stamina drain basically has no effect, or basically has a minor effect against Gohan, since his stamina has now been increased due to the hard and brutal training that Vegito put him through. As now Gohan fights Beerus, as Beerus is rather impressed with his strength. But it still isn't enough. As Gohan throws a spinning right kick, Beerus blocks it with his other hand, throwing his own kick, sending Gohan into the ocean. As Gohan basically basically slams into the water. As he closes his eyes saying, "I can't beat him. I can't." But then he remembers his father's words when he was when he was still training with his father to become stronger. That if another enemy ever showed up, that he'd have to be there, even if he wasn't. He'd have to stand up and fight, and basically become stronger, and basically take down the enemy. I don't really know what speech Vegeta would say, but it'd be a very encouraging speech that would encourage Gohan to continue fighting on. Excuse me, but to continue fighting on. So now Gohan has the motivation and encouragement from his father, as he remembers those words clearly. As now Gohan powers up to an even greater height, and this was his ultimate form. As now his hair goes back to black and shrinks back to its normal height, as now Gohan has transformed into his ultimate form. As now Beerus fights him, as Gohan puts up an amazing fight. As this Gohan's ultimate form would rival that of Goku in Super Saiyan Blue, which is rather insane if you think about it. But, Gohan was able to rival Goku's, at least, I think, Super Saiyan Blue or Super Saiyan God, with his ultimate form right before the Tournament of Power, so I wouldn't truly be surprised. So the fight commences as now Gohan's throwing multiple attacks of kicks and punches, as Beerus dodges blocks and basically counters with his own attacks as Gohan tries his hardest. As Vegito was watching, and was impressed with his son's strength, as he left his son to go train with Piccolo at some point because Gohan became strong, and he basically left Gohan to train with Piccolo because he had to focus on his two other small children that, wasn't strong enough. As, that's how it truly went, as Gohan impressed his father. As now Gohan shows all of the training he's gone through and been through, and basically impresses Beerus to an extent that Beerus actually uses a lot more power. But in the end, Gohan was defeated with a massive kick straight to the gut, sending him back to the boat. As Vegito catches him as Gohan transforms back to his base form and looks at his father saying, "I'm sorry, father, I couldn't beat him," as he gets knocked unconscious. As now, Vegito is a little mad, but keeps his cool as he gets into his fighting stance and starts fighting Beerus, as Beerus isn't truly impressed, or is actually pretty impressed with, well, with Vegito's base power, due to the fact that, well, Vegeta's base power is 2 times stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku. And it's rather impressive. It's about the same strong as Gohan Super Saiyan 3, or maybe even above that. As now Vegito kicks it into high gear and goes Super Saiyan. And even if that wasn't enough, he goes Super Saiyan 2. And that wasn't enough either, as Beerus was just holding him back. As now he goes Super Saiyan 3, as now the fight gets a little more interesting, but nothing really changes, as Beerus still has the momentum and the edge over Vegito. As Vegito gets a little angry at this, but he can't really do much. So he goes, well, trying to surpass his limits, since he's discovered a new form while training for the past few years. Discovering a form that even he doesn't know he had, or didn't know he even had. As he basically yells as his ki grows and grows more violent, as waves started to basically rise and basically rock the boat back and forth, as Beerus can feel his power and was impressed, saying, "Well, Saiyan, you're impressive. I've never felt your power in ages. So, you truly are the one to become the Saiyan God I seek to be my rival. Your son, you call Gohan, is impressive too. So maybe both of you could be the Saiyan gods, but your 2 other small children, you need to nurture them more, make them stronger, and then they might possibly become stronger." But anyways, I'll leave it. Alright, so as I was saying, well, Beerus acknowledged not Goku, but Vegito's strength, basically. And, well, he was powering up, basically. His ki caused waves to rise and made the boat rock back and forth, as his transformation was almost, well, complete. But before it was finally finished, a bright flash of light covered his body. Covered it. And basically, that bright flash of light revealed not Goku, but Vegito's new form. And that form was Super Saiyan 4, as his hair is basically nearly the same, but is basically longer and he basically has fur and all that. And I'll make sure to put up a picture up on screen while editing. But we continue. As now Vegito is going head to head with Beerus, clashing fists and kicks, and basically taking this up into outer space, as Vegito's power was insane, rivaling that of Beerus. Even at Beerus's, well, I reckon Vegeta would rival Beerus at least 75% of Beerus's power, as Beerus has never felt such an such like a exciting fight. He's never felt this excited before in his life. He's never really had a true rival, since if he fought Whis would absolutely abolish him. But now he has a rival that he can truly face and go all out in. As the fight commences and continues, it just gets harder and harder for Vegito to actually keep up. So he tries using Goku's technique, which is Kaioken, trying to stack Kaioken to his already immense power. But he tries and tries, increasing the power by times 20 at one point, and yet still couldn't defeat Beerus. As Beerus has now defeated Vegito and had the same talk with, he basically said the same thing as he said to Goku, as Vegito, wouldn't really want to admit defeat, but he has to at this point in time. So he admits defeat, and, he falls, heading straight back to Earth, until Beerus catches him, as Whis was right behind him, as Beerus informs Whis that this Saiyan and his children will be heading to their planet for training. It just depends. Well, it depends on Vegito if he wants to take his children with him. But I would like to have his children along with me, or along with us, for they could be strong warriors for our universe. As we kind of understand where Beerus is getting at, so heads back down to Earth and informs him of the news of what might happen or what might transpire. As well, at first Bulma and Chi-Chi were absolutely against this, as Gohan was kind of against this too, but getting stronger, kind of got to him. But when he heard he was gonna be a father, he won't be there for the first few months, due to the fact that his wife is basically pregnant and doesn't really want to miss this whole thing. So he stays at Earth for a while, as Goten and Trunks basically take a leave off from school and basically head over with Vegito to go train. As now, the arc where they begin training, or just when they start training, basically begins. But I think I'll be leaving you guys off here. What'd you guys think? Did you guys enjoy it? If you did, well, comment something, or just comment, I truly enjoyed this, if you did like it. And make sure to hit the thumbs up button, the like button, and basically subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on another video. But without further ado, I'll see you all in the next What If scenario. Peace.